Hey, fellow dystopians, stay cool. I've got a little video here about my Watchdives. I can't remember the Watchdives Amiga Aquaterrible homage. Let's just do a quick pitch maneuver. Nice and slow, Rystopia, nice and slow. As I find a comment. Oh, let's get it down. Comment from a commenter. Should have had this ready. Let's have a look. Let's take it off now. It was from... There we go. Alston Thomas. Yeah, Alston, sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. I guess I got it right once. Would you mind adding a light source above or behind you to your desktop review? So I did have I bought a specific light source. It was like a ring light. Well, I say it was, it's up there. And I had it mounted to the camera, camera mount thing. Yeah, it did. Let's get that in there. This camera actually has a macro feature on it, which is why I bought it, but I've never used it. Maybe I should. But yeah, I've moved the light now to up on the PC in front of me, and I've got the PC on as well, or the Mac, and I've also got the ceiling light on. So let me know, is this any better? I do appreciate how important lighting is, and sound and visual quality. But yeah, so let me know. So where are we? We've got the Watchdives. Now, I bought this, so I've been wearing it every day for a while now, and I have reached some conclusions about it. Who else? Someone else commented about it, actually saying it was rubbish. Yeah, I'm going to struggle finding that. But basically, it was. I don't want to. Oh, anyway, but yeah, saying it was a bit rubbish, and the bracelet was cheap, and the sapphire wasn't very good. But yeah, I didn't reply to that young man specifically because I was going to do a bit of a follow-up video, which this is. So I've been wearing it a while, and my conclusions fall into two categories, or three categories. So number one, it's not very expensive. I was going to have some watches here to compare it to. What's he got? I did have it here the other day. It's gone. Maybe I'll go and find it quickly. It's gone. No, it is here somewhere. No, I can't find it. Yeah, so I don't know what to compare it with. Let me just quickly go and get a couple. That one will do. And I'm sure the other one has got to be. Sorry for leaving you. What have we got here? I've got a Cestrian. That's not the one I wanted. Yeah, the one I wanted. Oh, is it right there? It's on the desk already. Anyway, so yeah, I've got some comparisons. So it's under. I think this was £88. So it's. I think someone said that there's. I saw one review today. It was an Explorer homage, which was £65. I think the guy said. But yeah, I got this one. They were both the same. So what are the three reasons? One is that it's a mecha quartz. So it uses the mecha quartz movement to tie. It's a three-handed watch, so no chronograph, and it uses the mecha quartz movement to, rotate the second hand. I think it's ticking. I haven't checked, but I think it's 3 ticks per second. So that gets you off of the whole 1 tick per second, or it doesn't hit the markers properly thing. So you don't notice it. And I don't really like the Amiga Aquaterrible, but let's quickly go back to what else would you get for this money? So you got Pagani design. It's a bit dusty. An Oyster Perpetual homage. Certainly feel this is quite nice actually. Certainly feels quite substantial. I mean, definitely this was probably a bit cheaper. but you know, it's and it's an automatic movement in there. So yeah, I would say this is much better value, really, when you think about it. It's probably got the same level of sapphire, but it's heavier. It's got a chunkier bracelet, yeah, maybe a nicer clasp. So yes, Pagani design, definitely you get a lot of bang for buck with Pagani design. I think they're the biggest waste of money that I've got quite a few, and I feel that it's a bit of a waste of money, the Pagani design. It's all right when you have one, but when you have quite a few, well, it's like anything with these, you know, have one or two, but don't have too many, because you might as well have just spent all that money on something else. But anyway, that's that. So that's better value. Then you've got, but that's another sort of Chinese watch brand. And then you've got a Casio Edifice here, so a premium brand, God tier. And these two feel the same. This actually has a pressed clasp, not a milled one. But yeah, it's very jangly. What's the normal push pins, I think, as this is. I'm guessing that, I think that's sapphire. Yeah, I think it is sapphire. But yeah, I mean, I really like the Casio Edifice. Which was about £62, so, you know, a bit cheaper, but yeah, they're kind of much of a muchness. You know, you can either have but this is a premium brand, as I say. So, yeah, loved the Edifice. So, I wanted to try out the Mecha Quartz. Oh, and this ticks, obviously. A battery's dead on this, so I need to put a new battery in. But this ticks, obviously, which is something that I do find annoying. Whereas this sweepish. Now, the other reason I got this, well, it's too small for me, but the other reason I got this was because I don't like the Aquaterra. So as well as being able to completely recommend, I've wanted Mecha Quartz movements on freehand watches for ages. It seems to be happening a bit more now. Well done to Watchdives for doing that. I think some people don't like it. I'm not quite sure why. I can't see why they wouldn't like it, but anyway. Let me know in the comments below. Why do you prefer a single tick that doesn't hit the markers to a Mecha Quartz that you don't notice and it looks more like an automatic or mechanically wound rather. And you know, yeah. Anyway, so, but yeah, I don't actually like the Aquaterra, and I think this. So I've worn this for a bit. I've also had it on the side at night, and then I've gone to it in the morning, and it looks really quite nice. I quite like it, even though I don't really like shark's tooth indices. I'd rather they were a bit. You know, not quite so pointy, you know, like the one at 12 is, you know, it's sort of cut off, so it's squarer there, rather than almost being a complete point. But yeah, I sort of like the design, and I think comparing this to the original, or the real thing, let's say, I think it just shows me really. I mean, I think the bracelet on the real thing is quite thin. It's not very thick, not like what would be, where did that go? That one. So not like the Pagani design OP homage. But I think that is how the Omega one is. And you know, it's a different design. You know, it's a very different, although they're both sort of oyster style. It's a very different design on the Watchdives and the real thing, and the Omega Aquaterra. But you know, this has made me like the Aquaterra more. I mean, I still would never have one because I don't like it enough. And the three things that are really different is this is nice and thin, whereas the real thing is actually, it's not that so much it's thick, it's just really chunky feeling. And it has a horrible butterfly clasp, whereas this has a threefold, which I much prefer. And it tapers. So it tapers nicely from the lug width to the, well, it tapers from there to, well, it probably tapers from there to somewhere around there, and these are going to be parallel. But it's got a tapered bracelet, as that, you know, they all do that. As I've said in other videos, you know, these ones cannot taper because they're, well, those ones cannot taper because they're removable, and it depends on the manufacturer. But I would say that at least another, I think it looks like it might start tapering from there, if not there. But you know, it's got a nice taper to the bracelet, but it's too small for me. I'd love it in a completely different size. I'd have a 40mm case, 21mm lug width, and then taper to, I don't know, 18. I think this tapers to 16. So it's a bit too small for me, but it'll suit a lot of people. But so that's my kind of feeling on it. I mean, it is sort of cheap, but but then it is cheap. It didn't cost very much. You could, you know, maybe spend that sub £100 a little bit better, but then, well, it's a lot better in the case of Pagani. But I don't particularly like. I haven't bought a Pagani design in ages. I bought the San Martin because it's a unique design, which I like. But that was, you know, it was a few £100, almost £300 for that one, rather than, you know, 88 or 72 or 62. But yeah, that's my feeling. So, you know, if you like that, if that's a nice size, lovely proportions, I think it's 38mm case diameter with a 20mm lug width. I think they're fantastic proportions. And if I do that, when you've got it on, that taper is just fantastic on the wrist. You know, you're going to see that much roughly. Checks camera. And yeah, it's got a screw down crown, which is nice. I think the crown being recessed into the case is really nice. I much prefer that. I think the crown proportions are really nice. It's actually got quite a nice, I never really looked at it. It's got quite a nice kind of, what would that be? Well, it's raised. It's not just like printed or whatever they do. Laser etched. It's actually raised there. That's quite a nice, and that W goes quite nicely on the crown, really. It's a bit like the Warner Brothers symbol. But but yeah, so all round, I think that would suit a lot of people. I'm not monetized and I'm not sponsored, so, but yeah, that's my opinion. That would be a nice watch for a lot of people, I think. A very nice watch, under £100. And I think the Mecha Quartz alone is obviously gives you that. It's not going to stop. You don't have to reset it. Hasn't got a date, which I really like. So yeah, a completely viable watch. I think, you know, I don't know, the bracelet's going to fall apart. It's more solid than the Casio. I mean, the bracelets fall apart. I mean, when I got this, it came apart. That I think it was that bit came out, just popped out without me really doing anything to it. I've got it back in now, and it seems fine. I did get it back in and pull on it a bit, and it popped out again. I said I was going to maybe try a different spring bar in there, but you know, it seems fine. And when it's locked, it's not an issue anyway, because even if that, there's no, you know, it's not going to come up. It's only going to come off when you're taking it off anyway. All the PC's just gone. Did that make a difference to the light? Let's get it back on. So we've got that, all that. Yeah, so I'd recommend it. And as I say, I saw a video for a Watchdives Explorer homage this morning. Was it Watching James? Watching James. Have a look at his channel, Aussie guy. He has just become monetized, and I think you can tell. But yeah, I don't want to be rude. But yeah, fantastic. I think, you know, people should be try and make some money out of YouTube. And it is going to affect their content once they start making a bit of money out of it. I think that's quite natural. So no disrespect, James, if you're watching. Yeah, I think the Explorer homage that he reviewed, I think might be even nicer than this one, because it does have a chunkier bracelet. It's a little bit less expensive, apparently, although I haven't looked. I got this directly from the Watchdives website. No problems with getting that. I think it was dearer on AliExpress. But yeah, I think apart from the size, because that's always something that's going to be a problem for me, they're just too small. The Explorer homage is 37, whereas this is 38, so it's going to be way too small for me. This is badly too small as it is, but it looks great on camera if you take a photo of it. So that's going to look pretty good. It's very odd looking at the viewfinder on the camera. It looks great. Let's get it up a bit. But looking at it in real life, it just looks too small. But yeah, I'd recommend this. I think for the money. I mean, I would say, like I said, don't buy too many sub £100 watches. If you just have loads of them. Where's all mine? There we go. Got a Sestrin over here. Actually, that was just over £100 really. It's a nice watch. Feels nice, apart from that horrible onyx thing on the crown. But I wonder if I could get it off. But yeah, it's nice weight to it. These both have nice weights. That you know, it sort of feels worth its extra money. But they're around about the £100 mark. But and I do like my edifice. But yeah, so you know what's there? It's going to be like 300 odd pounds worth of watches. Would I have been better off? And then there's all the other Pagani designs up there. Would I? You know, I've got fun from each of them, and it's interesting seeing them. But you have too many of them, and then you just think, why didn't I get? I don't know. Why didn't I get one of these? Just have one, or a Henry Archer, or something else, or then you have a load of San Martins. Why didn't you just get a Longines or something? So it goes on and on, doesn't it? But yeah, I think each of these kind of stands out in their own. I think they all support the amount of money that they cost, but just don't buy too many, kids. Well, I hope that was interesting. Let me know if you got any comments below. Any questions rather, or comments or questions, let me know. And if you do like the video, subscribing, I'm not monetized, I don't particularly intend to be. But yeah, it's always nice to have extra subscribers and see the numbers go up. And if I've helped in any way, I would appreciate a comment, because that's what I do this for, just to be helpful and have fun. But anyway, for now, one wrist, live it.